Hi, this is Dr. Dennis Nikitow. What I want to do is I want to address the Patrick Mahomes injury that they were calling a TBI, or a traumatic brain injury, or concussion. Okay, when I replayed this over and over again when the Kansas City Chiefs were playing the Browns. And I'm not a Kansas City Chiefs fan, nor am I a Patrick Mahomes fan. I'm a people fan, okay? So what I noticed is that his head was never contacted, nor did it violently hit the ground, which would be a little bit suspicious as to was it a concussion or not. Now, obviously, playing football, the brain can bounce back and forth in the cranial cavity and could cause what we call MTBIs, or mild traumatic brain injuries. But when I played it back and forth over and over again, I told my patients on Monday, this kid has a neck injury, okay? Because if you watch the tape and you watch it over and over again, you will see that when he falls, he is actually twisting his neck, and his body is going one way, his thoracic cavity, and his neck is going the other way, which puts a violent amount of pressure and twist to what we call the atlas, axis, and occiput, the top two bones in the neck, as well as the skull. If the top bone, or the atlas or axis, gets twisted out of alignment, like we see here on the spine, if that bone, this is your atlas bone right here, if this gets twisted way out of alignment like it did with him, as I was watching, he was twisting to this side, to the right, it could leave this subluxated or a misaligned, and it puts pressure on the spinal cord here, what we call the brainstem. Now, when we see problems like that at the brainstem, what happens is research shows that you can get problems with dizziness, equilibrium problems, you can get headaches, you can get disorientation, you can get fainting, you can get all sorts of different types of problems, because the brainstem is a control center. And so basically, when we see those kind of things, there could be ringing in the ears, there could be all sorts of problems of vision problems, blurry vision, things like that. So one of the things that I would recommend, okay, if you're the Kansas City Chiefs and you're the medical directors out there, is get this kid to a chiropractor, okay? Let a chiropractor check him to see what the alignment issues are. Because as we are all aware of, when there is a concussion that's existing, and in this case it's kind of suspect, there's also a post-traumatic cervical syndrome. There's misalignment that occurs here. We see it all the time from auto accidents. We see it. I've treated a lot of football players over the years, and I've seen this over and over and over again. So if this kid, number one, wants to get back into playoffs, he needs to get his neck adjusted, okay? Number two, even if he doesn't get back into the playoffs, for his health reasons, it's something that should be addressed and looked at. So I just wanted to mention that. I want to put my 2 cents in, and I hope to God this poor young fella gets back on his feet and can get into the playoffs, because he's a tremendous football player, tremendous talent, and we'd hate to see something like this stop him from doing the best job he can do for him and his team.